Okay, it looks like it started. I can pop out a chat room. It might actually work. All right. Now, I hate the fact that this room has no sound. It's just so, for 13 years I've been running a room with sound. It's just not right. It's not natural. Is the audio on? Testing audio for YouTube. Audio, YouTube, video, YouTube. Is that working, Seth? Hey, Naz, you getting audio and video in YouTube? Want to play a game? Very good, thank you. All right, so I assume, because I did it yesterday, that if you just go to my YouTube channel, which is just youtube.com/futures analysts, there is the link that was supposed to put me on. I'll show you. I think I got this, finally figuring this mess out. You know what, let me send it to you first off. Click on this and tell me if it gives you a window that they should be viewing. Once Tony comes here, I'll fix the one on our site, and that's the one I'll be giving out. Tell me what happens when you click that link. So markets are holding well, as you can see. E-mini S&P holding well. NASDAQ is getting beat up by Amazon. Russell holding well, Tranny holding well, and Dow holding well. Sure. What you got going on over there, Bill?
Vegas Cam, that's where it brings you.
Okay.
And then if you click live now, it pops you up like I have it over here.
Perfect. That's the link that we want to give out there for now. Once Tony fixes the link on our page, we'll start giving that one out.
Okay, because right now, when you click that,
Uh-huh.
it brings you to the YouTube link that I got on the top on my other screen too. Like if you go to your site,
It
click
brings
YouTube
you
live,
to that, with the chat room and everything.
Yes,
Okay.
right there.
That's what I want.
right there. That's what it does.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
That's what I was hoping for. All right, kids, thank you for showing up at another day trading live with Oscar. Hopefully, we'll have another good day. We were blessed with buying Russell at 1496 and 1503-ish, right around there. And we bought S&P. Fills were like, what, 2703 to 2701?
I got it in 03,
Yeah, so.
but I got out at 16.
Yeah, it went up to 2716 Omni profit objective. Stopped cold, and we were able to get out. We came all the way back down. I was like, yeah, Omni levels. Actually, the Russell Omni level was 1505.5. The first time it went up there, it went to 1506, and I didn't get us out. Second time we went up, I sent you the flash update.
And I even made money in these.
Well, the last couple of Super Bowls weren't blowouts, right? If I remember right, the last couple of Super Bowls were pretty good games. Well, I'm going to throw a party. It's going to start 2 hours before or 3 hours before the Super Bowl. I don't even know if anyone's going to see it. We might not even make it that far. Oh, there's some heavy drinkers that come to these parties. You think the Rams are going to cover, huh, Seth?
The Rams covered.
You know, I think if the rest of the team plays up as well as Brady can play, you're not going to take them out of the Super Bowl. You're not taking his ring away. If nobody wins a game by themselves, right? The team has to be, they got to stand up and make sure they catch everything he throws. I would think if the team is at their, if they're playing at their best, they're not going to be beat. Patriots, that is. Well, certainly New Orleans won that game. If they would have gotten that call, they would have had the ball down to 4 seconds, kicked the field goal, and you can't do much with 4 seconds to go on the other side of the field. But they didn't get their call, so hey, they didn't win, but they did win the game. They just didn't get the W. How cool would that have been to see a Super Bowl with the two of the best quarterbacks so far this year, at least that we've in the last couple of years, two of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen. What's going on, Jay? Hey, maybe LA wins. Who knows? Patriots could have a sleeper day. He certainly is very good at what he does. Controversy, no controversy, tough teams, not tough teams, in the snow, in the heat. He seems to be a pretty good coach. When he can cheat, he does. Just a damn good coach. anything he needs. So you figure, all right, would be nice if he had a really beautiful girl before the Super Bowl. Well, he's got one. He's got everything he needs. Guy should just show up ready to go. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that even slightly, Jim. Not in the Russell, though. Russell's been more buying all day. In my opinion, anyway, Russell's had more buying. It looks like it's a much more buoyant market than S&P. And NASDAQ, of course, is going to succumb to the pressure of Amazon being down so much. Oh, we down like $80 today in Amazon, somewhere around there. 88, down 88.36 at the moment. Ouch. His wife must be going, God damn it, this divorce better go through soon. I want to cash in my shares. I sound too soft and far. Is there a way to get to the audio here? Let me check. Maybe there is. That's as far as that one's going to let me go. Maybe there are settings. Let me click around on some settings and see if it's me or you guys or you. Settings, hide, rename, layout, filters, properties, advanced audio properties. There we go. Desktop audio. Well, everything's checked, and most of it I don't understand, so I'm probably not going to uncheck any of it. That won't do any good. Mixer. Click on that, it doesn't change. Nope, doesn't seem like much we can do about that. Romaine, how are you? I'll wait until the room fills up a little, and then we'll have a quick glance at where the charts are today, opposed to as the video from Wednesday night for Thursday.
That's when we was talking about cotton bottom today.
Well, cotton yesterday had a day. Today it's just kind of hanging out.
Coffee?
I had a day yesterday too, actually. Big echo, huh? Not from me. Oh, do I have to turn off sounds over here maybe? How about now? Is there still an echo? Testing 1, 2. Echo still? Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Still echo? A yes or no would be really helpful right now. Still echo. No. Better now. And not you. Stop that. Echo's gone. Okay. Thank you. Okay? So, if you could sit where I'm sitting right now, I've got a chat room open for YouTube. I've got a chat room open on my right, which is where I live every day on my site. I've got a chat room open to my left, which puts that camera above my head on. I've got to control the volume between all three of these. Only one can be on ever. The other two have to be muted, but I switch them constantly. And then when I put on YouTube, everything's got to change. It's a little busy. But if it was only echo, that's not bad. Wow, even soybeans coming back down a little bit, huh? I didn't like the way the dollar was going down today. I said that's not in the plans. Time to get out of short anything, you know.
If you give me some kind of prediction on copper, because we got a garage full of copper wire.
You do, huh?
Yeah, Sunday.
All right, we'll look at copper.
So we'll do copper.
Well, either that or it's just resting during chop time, Rob. This is the time of day it's supposed to just chop around and not really show much direction. Doing the Stairmaster, huh? My wife was doing that, the tread climber, a little while ago. Hooray, someone's finally using the damn thing. Continuation of bad trend. Well, shh. Bite your tongue, Seth. We want it to be bullish. Of course, we'll go whatever way it wants. I'm no perma bear. I'm no perma bull. I don't call for either side unless Omni says call for it. You know what I mean? I've always got a bias, but I don't. You know what I've said ever since I've started in this business. I am absolutely, when it comes to what side am I on, what team am I playing for, I am an absolute slut. I will play for the soybeans.
Yep.
You can turn that off. I will play for the bull side. I will play for the bear side. I will switch daily. I don't care who's got the ball. As long as they let me play ball, I am not loyal to any side of this market. Always have a longer term bias of where I expect it to go long term, but I don't hold on to, I know this is going down because I don't even consider thinking like that. That's what crazy people do. They know it's going somewhere because when you start hearing that, that's insanity talk. The market, guess what? 2 rules. 2. Rule number 1, the market is always, always right. Rule number 2, and this is the important rule. If the market's wrong, please refer to rule number 1. It's always right. It's always right. So you can't call it or tell it what to do. You can just follow it in every direction it goes. I mean, you can pretend you're smarter than the market, but you'll just keep writing checks to your broker. When you finally give up and recognize that you are just a stupid human, no matter what your education level is, when it comes to this game, you are a stupid human who has to follow the chart and not what he thinks, you'll be much better at this game. I don't care how intelligent you are. When it comes to this game, you are a stupid human. You have to recognize that. So for you guys that are way smarter than me, that can actually call the markets based on what you think, man, you guys are really smart. I mean, you're such geniuses. You can outthink these markets. I don't know how you develop such strong cranium power there. Have big muscle in your cranium, but me, I don't have one that big. I have to rely on what the market tells me. Call me crazy.
The guy that owns Patron, Dejorin, or his name is?
What's that?
Dejoria,
Or-
the guy that owns, he owns Patron.
Okay.
He just said that good billionaires are never portrayed correctly in the news.
Well, of course not. Because they're eccentric, and sometimes they can be viewed as stupid when how could they be if they've achieved levels far exceeding anything the people who call them stupid will ever reach, but somehow they call that person stupid. You know, there's a certain level of stupidity that comes right back at you when you really think about it.
They're talking about that Schultz guy, the Starbucks.
Yeah, the guy from Starbucks. Yeah, well, oh, he's so stupid. Oh, yeah, the guy who created and runs Starbucks is stupid somehow. From the knucklehead reporter that gets paid by the hour for his useless stories that he doesn't even bother to fact check. That's the guy who thinks that the CEO of Starbucks is a moron. You know, sometimes you got to remember where you are in society. Yes, do we have trades open today? Long Russell, long S&P. Well, personally, no, because I always get out at the first profit objective because I don't care what's going to happen later on in the day. I don't like to play hero. But for all those, Billy, we need a hero. Run up that hill and go get me that water or whatever you need up there. For the guys who hung out, they're long S&P, below the market, below where we are now. Russell, same sort of thing. We bought 30 cents off the low, and we bought about where it is now. Kicked some out at 15 and a half, 15.05, and we're going to sit tight and wait for higher levels later today. If Amazon even gives us a whiff of recovery, everything else will just take off. All right, how many people here? How many people are viewing right now? Can you see the number out there? How many people are viewing?
I can see 52 on YouTube and 89 in your room. I think he's still, no, he's not good on the door. I know, well done? Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Have a good weekend. Go Rams. Go Super Bowl Rams.
Ah, you're a Rams fan, huh?
I like to see the 24-year-old win. But you can't bet against Brady. You can't.
Me, I personally want to see the guy who
Who deserves to win.
yeah, the guy who can school almost anybody needs to step off with his ring and go home and be happy that
Call it, take your ball.
he
and go
stepped off, you know, and didn't get schooled by a kid.
home. Take your deflated ball and go home.
That's
Go
it.
close the gate.
It's funny how right before the Super Bowl, the NASDAQ starts deflating. Isn't that weird? So, hey, YouTube chat room. Who's winning? Patriots or no? Who are you going for? No, I don't think anyone weighed in on that except for me and Seth. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Trader. LA, huh? LA, okay. You mentioned that earlier. You think they'll cover the spread? I don't pretend to try to call sports correctly. I've got my hands full with trading commodity markets and the stock market. I do my best to call that correctly. Whatever's going to happen in football is going to happen no matter who I think is going to win. Markets I can sort of tame a little bit. Football, I don't know what the hell's going to happen. Look at that, you silly little soybean market. Coming in our favor anyway, huh? We'll catch up to that sucker on Monday.
Gates are closed, but I didn't let the dogs out. Puppies cry.
Just message Lisa, let her know. That's going to take care of them. All right, so we have still in chop time for a while. What I consider chop time is certain part of the day where a lot of traders aren't at their desks, or they might be out entertaining clients or showing clients their new strategies, running errands, things that do involve trading but don't involve sitting at the desk until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And chop time comes to an end, and the traders come back, and you get whatever the day was going to give us. So we're still in chop time, no doubt. Starts at about no, sometime in the morning. When the markets cool off, sometime around noon is when you're in chop time. You think all new highs come for 2019? I'm applauding that. It'd be nice to see that. Crude 145 higher for the day so far at 55.23, or double nickel as we used to call it. So bonds came back a little bit. Really, nothing else moved today. Not a lot of movement anywhere. Yes, he mentioned that, but that's already been mentioned, right? So it's not like new news comes out when he talks about it. That's been mentioned, and so far they're tame, the grains markets. Because Eyes Wide Open wrote, Trump did talk about soybeans today, and a deal with China, and farmers will be happy soon. So that news is out, right? Out is out. I don't know. I think 2000 was a correction, and I think 2008 was a correction too. I think we could count those both over 87, no? 2008 was way worse than 87. Crypto skyrocketing, huh? Your mouth to God's ears. The only one who listens to you right now is the devil when it comes to Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency, if you will. Oh, I have 2 years and 11 months left to my cryptocurrency plan. You know Bob and Della? Yes. Certainly still in the Quagmire area, undoubtedly. We'll look at that shortly. I'm waiting for the YouTube room to fill up a little more. $9.18 soybeans approaching the lows again. Yeah, very nice. Wow, Omni was all over that, huh? I mean, what, we'd be up 3 points, big deal, but we'll see where it ends up before the day is over. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've been teetering with soybeans all week. Well, I'm just hitting it, I'm just messing with it, you know what I mean? I'm getting on its back, and it's asking me to get off at the end of the day, and I'm getting on its back. We're going to take a nice little ride as long as I keep getting on its back every day. As we were long, we were short, you know, we'll catch it. When it goes, I want to be on it. Yeah, but it's trading at 18 right now. We were filled at 921 on the opening, 922 maybe if you got lucky. It's 918 now, so nothing in it yet. You mined Bitcoin for a while? Shame how that industry just went away, huh? It'll come back when Bitcoin goes crazy again. It'll be of a different color next time, though. They'll be more ready for it. The computers will be more ready for it. There'll be smarter systems. Oh boy. Warren Buffett said it was the biggest farce he ever seen when it first came out. Then when it was near 20, he said, well, I don't know. Maybe I might have been wrong. I don't know. And then it fell apart just like he thought. Ah, yes. Remember when Yellen talked down the Russell 2000, eyes wide open? I remember as she was saying the words, I was yelling back at the TV, what are you saying? Why would you say that? How would you know? And then that poor market. I felt so bad. There were like 2.5 straight years that market couldn't get back on its feet for nothing. And the other markets were going straight up. And stocks that went to Russell just got hammered. I remember that well, eyes wide open. Well, according to what you're saying, Seth, the smartest thing anyone could do is watch the U.S. create a U.S. digital coin. It would be backed. It would be safe. The world would agree to jump right in because you know one thing. You look at this entire world. What country could you almost bank on will pay you back on bonds if you buy them there? The United States. No question about that. You can certainly count on the U.S. paying you back more than any other country. So they would go nuts on it. No, I have no trade in the Dow. I don't trade the Dow. I think the S&P is a much smarter market to trade than the Dow or the Russell. $27.01. Just keeps hovering around that same level. That was Omni's buy level, 01 to 97, if I remember verbatim what I wrote down last night. But if you get anything close, you just get in and hold on and see what happens, which is exactly what happened. $61 watching. Way to go. Net positive is all you need, T-Bone. You did well in crude, stopped out in ES, net positive for the day. Positive is positive. Good trading, sir. I wonder if I could open a notepad without making too much of a disturbance here. Notepad, notepad. There we go.
Greg,
Oh, I didn't need caps. I got cap lock. You can turn that off. Oh, that's, I got you. It's just the time. Format. Font. A little bit bigger, please. We get a color choice too or no? Guess not. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Keep it simple, Rob. Take that. What you do with that ice pick, Sun King, is you stick it right through your hand into the wooden tabletop, and make sure that you don't touch the keyboard. Oh, eyes wide open. Yes, some are still in RTY. It just depends on if you one of those people who like to jump out at the first profit objective. I'd think yes. One of many lessons learned from me. Well, thank you, Sun King. Very cool, man. Keep on learning. We all learn here every day. If I ever reach the point where I know all of it, it'll be long after I've been buried and people remember me. Maybe by then I'll have learned it all. Until then, I don't think I'll ever get there. Um, where is this? Hold on, let me do something. Let me, say, wait a minute. Imagine that. So sorry, I had a telephone call. So I would think that today these markets, they shouldn't fall apart by any means. We should hold somewhere and just kind of stay there. Go up a little, maybe go down a tad, but I think with the exception of Amazon, my read on what I've seen all day long is with the exception of Amazon, we'd have a stronger up day because Amazon's getting pummeled. It is a huge component of the NASDAQ, and it did not take the rest of the market with it. Tranny up all day, Dow up all day, S&P mostly up all day, right now hovering near unchanged. Only the NASDAQ has suffered due to one of the if not the biggest one of the biggest stocks in our stock market and biggest stock in the world doesn't seem to be knocking us out of knocking it doesn't seem to be knocking the wind out of the indices. A little bit amazing because Amazon is enormous. So if that's the case, when we come out of chop time, it should rally up a little bit. You know what I mean? You should be able to get out of long trades. You had to improvise yesterday. How did you improvise, Sun King? When you improvise, make sure it's on a stage with a bunch of other people doing improv too, not when you're doing analysis. Well, you know what? No. You don't. You got to look at the bigger picture, Seth. Trump gave a message to Bezos. And then Bezos decided, I'm just going to take over the shipping industry instead. So now it's like, you know what? I don't need a discount from the post office. I'm going to take over that too. He's taking over the shipping industry now. I mean, hands in the air. Go, Jeff. Is that a new low? That's a new low. NASDAQ cash. That's Amazon's really leaning on the market. How you doing, Jay? 26.99. Who's that?
S&P 99.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that'll work.
So we're out now.
Yeah, basically. Russell's still running. So when you say never go against the Omni, of course, nothing's going to be 100%. But if you have something that, let's say, gives you 80% and you never go against it, you get 80% out of it. If you got something that you think can give you 80%, but you go against it sometimes, God knows what your percentage will be. It'll be completely bastardized, if you ask me. Whatever you did to that system, it'll never be the results that you were supposed to get. So you really just have to stick to the rules, Sun King. You know how that works. I think that I'm glad Omni gave us 2016, 27.16 and 15.05 and a half. Thank the Lord. That's right where it stopped. Called. Oh, where is Heart and Soul today? Heart and Soul, could you please give Golfer your mailing address and a private message and the shirt sizes to everybody in your family? Yesterday, listen to this. Heart and Soul yesterday, says Oscar. Now, I am such a realist. Someone who comes up to me and talks about ghosts or Martians or any of that stuff, I mean, I make them laugh at how I am so, I don't believe that unless we actually see it. There's no Bigfoot, there's no Loch Ness, and even though I live in Vegas, Elvis is dead. So I don't believe in any of the conspiracy stuff. And I certainly don't believe people can read the future by seeing it. You can read the future by putting clues together and knowing what's going to come. That many people can do. However, Heart and Soul has a different. He's a little bit of a little slightly higher being than the rest of us. He's told me about other dreams before that have absolutely been correct. Yesterday, early in the day, Heart and Soul says, Oscar, you know my crazy dreams, right? I've been having them since I'm a kid. I dreamed of 2713 today. And I don't know if the high was like 2694 at the time. We spent the entire day, went to 2713, stopped cold at 2713, and dropped to 2705, went back up and settled at 2712 and a half. And I went, oh, this guy is spooky. So not only does he deserve to win a T-shirt for calling that right, everyone in the family gets an Omni T-shirt for getting that one right. Where are they? I think I have one here. Because I can understand calling a market from calling a high from a chart. That I can do more often than not. But seeing it in my mind and getting that right, that's a higher power, buddy. I can't do that one. So his family will get one of these shirts. Omni on the front and on the back. It is. I can't see what's in the camera right now, but on the back, these are the shirts that I've had tons and tons of these made, and I give them out whenever I feel like being nice. So anyway, that's for Heart and Soul. I mean, that was a ridiculously spooky call. Again, you give me a chart reasoning and you get it right, I think you're a good analyst. You tell me you've seen it in your mind and you get it right, you're a higher power. That trick I can't pull off. So I think he missed that whole thing because he wasn't there.
I just sent him an email.
That's all right. I just wanted to give him credit where it's due.
I remember him saying that yesterday.
That was a beautiful thing. New low in the Dow for the day. Tranny still 56 points above its low. Sounds like I'm in the bathroom, huh? How would you know? Wait a minute, hold on just a moment, B19. How would you know what I sound like in the bathroom? And if you do, I want to find that bug. Bad enough, they know what I sound like everywhere I'm at. They know what you sound like too. They know what I'm talking about right now. It's the only they I believe in. I don't believe in they when it comes to trading. I believe in they when it comes to spying on us. I don't think they care what we're saying or doing. Even if we were drug dealers, they don't care. What they care about is what they could sell us. So they're listening to the things that will make great ads to shoot back to our phones. So I'm not paranoid they're trying to get us in trouble. They're just trying to sell us stuff. New Moon Monday, huh? Top is in. Your speakers are at 100%. Oh, I know why. You're listening from a different camera. You're listening from that camera over my head. I don't know if I can do anything with those settings. Let me check. Let me see if I can increase. Accelerating software is done already. Yeah, not much else we can do about that, buddy. Testing 1 2. Yeah, that's as loud as that microphone will go. B19. I'm not using the mic in front of me at the moment. The microphone's being picked up by a camera up here. So that's why it sounds different. Oh, I feel better now, B19. Yeah, I'm in my bathroom right now. No, in my live chat room, not in the YouTube, but the one on Live with Oscar. One of my OMNI said, Oscar, it sounds like you're in a bathroom. So I thought I'd help him out with that. However, I actually used to have a soundboard. It had a bunch of really funny stuff on it. And when I upgraded my site, I switched programmers, and the soundboard never came with us. It was a pretty funny soundboard, though. When was the last time Amazon had such a bad day? Can't say I remember the day it happened. If I close my eyes, I could picture it happening about 7 months ago on the left side of the chart. Am I right about that? 6, 7 months ago? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 7 months ago. I'm not looking at a chart, as you might recognize. I'm looking at this right now. But if I close my eyes, I can picture Amazon about 6 or 7 months ago having a bad downspout. So if you pull up an Amazon chart, tell me if I'm right. It was 7 months ago. Or was it a guess? I closed my eyes. Now that you said that, I have to see it for myself, though. All right, room is filling up. Well, it'll give you a recommendation on your phone. It'll give you a text to tell you, look at the site or look at your pop-up and see. Let me see if I can show you. You will get this as well. That's not the one I wanted. I think the yields got knocked down yesterday. They're probably back to even today from what they were yesterday, Oz. And let's see, how's the room doing? I see 79. Can you tell how many people are in the room?
80.
Thank you. Oh. I can't look up and type at the same time. Long-term chart request? Okay. We can look. We can look when we do the chart segment. All right, let's move this to the forefront so I can see it. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. It's a good thing I know how to spell. I mean, I have typos because I don't know how to type. But if I didn't know how to spell and with my typos, oh my goodness. This we probably couldn't communicate. My typos are bad enough. Good thing at least I know what letters belonged in the word. Whether they got there or not, that's a different story. Are daily charts different in different time zones? No. There's only one time zone. All charts. What do I think about a fib retracement to 2711? Thomas, I think Omni told me we'd get to 2716. F fib, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Omni can get that close. I don't care what fib thinks. Fibonacci, you can come back and talk to us another day. Undercover brother. So people keep saying to turn up the volume. There is no way for me to do that. I'll bet you my computer needs a reboot. I bet you that's all it says. However, let me go mess with my soundboard. I've got a soundboard under here. Like what you would see if you were in a recording studio type soundboard. Let me see if maybe I've got to turn up the volume there somewhere. Alright. Flashlight. We'll start with the flashlight.
Go in.
Level. Testing 1, 2. Any better? Is that any better? Did that get any louder? Testing 1, 2. Did that get any louder? No. That's not better. One more. Let me turn it up a little bit more. How about now? Anything change? If not, it certainly needs a reboot then, because I kind of turned up the volume much louder than it was a few minutes ago. Any better? Sound didn't change at all, huh? You did notice only one earphone is working, huh? Are you guys hearing this in mono? Wait a minute, that's one person saying that. Do we hear this in mono or stereo, cats, when you listen to this? Because if you're hearing it in mono, I'm going to change my entire system. You're supposed to be hearing this in stereo, especially when I play music. So you're getting left and right in your speakers, or is that ano that didn't get left and right? Oh, you're only getting mono? So Cheap Tick says stereo. Dano, you say mono. I didn't ask you what disease you had. I asked you about the music, Dano. It's mono. Okay, I got you. It's mono for sure. Yes, it does. It must record it in stereo and send it out on YouTube in stereo. But you're hearing this in mono. No wonder why the music sounds so crappy when you guys listen to it. Now, I've never been on your side of the token, so I don't know. I can't have Oscar here and then go somewhere else and listen to what he does. So I've never been on your side of the token to see what it is you guys see and hear. I just hope it's going through properly. I got you, Justin. I thought maybe they make microphones that broadcast in stereo. One microphone can broadcast in stereo. Gotcha. So it's absolutely a studio microphone. You ever see what this microphone looks like? Let me see if I can put it in front of the camera for a minute. Let me see if it'll tilt down. This is a killer microphone. All right, slide down, pal. That's what's sitting in front of me. It's a pretty good microphone. Was not even slightly cheap. Seems to do its job. Oh, I'll start singing if you want me to. But I guarantee you won't want me to sing. This has to go back where it was. You sure, Dan? You don't want me to sing? You sure, Dano? Because I will. I mean, I will sing for you, Dano. Just say the word. Golf. Get the tranquilizer gun, he said. Somewhere over the rainbow. I can entertain everybody here. So, not only can I sing, but I can play the drums for you here, too. I think I sing better than I play the drums, and drums I've been practicing since I'm 12. So what would you rather hear? I can't sing at all, and I can sing better than I play the drums. All right, we have 83 people. We should start looking at charts, and it's 2:44. I like round numbers. Let it go a little bit longer. As the market starts to go back up, I'll do the chart segment. How's that? I'm waiting for it to go back up a little. Well, I can say this much. If I was as good on the drums as I was able to get on analysis, I would have been playing for... They would have replaced Neil Peart with me. But I have worked on the drums longer than I even knew analysis existed, and probably put more hours in it as a kid, and it never got much better. So you get to know your limitations after a while. Undercover... Oh, thank you. So I started as a kid with all my friends. We all got better. Everybody got better. We were in bands, but all my friends continued to get better, and I hit a brick wall, and it just never got any better. I just kept hitting that brick wall. And I said, obviously you were not cut out to be a professional drummer. And I became an analyst and a trader instead. A little bit more what I was molded for. I have fur that I cover my microphones outside with. Each one of them has a cover for just in case the wind gets a little windy. Mentioning something in the chat room about furs for wind noise. But when I started doing this, I never thought for a moment that this was going to be about you guys watching me and could care less about what I've got going on. You would be watching markets with me, and you would care about what I have to do about markets. So I never really worried about what the voice would sound like, and I never really worried about the set behind me because I thought the information was what's important here. It's not an entertaining. It's not entertainment like you see on TV where we pre-script this stuff for each day and we try to keep people entertained. It's just life and markets playing themselves out all day long while we hang out together. So, not much I could do except for what we do here. And we certainly like to look at lots of charts. The reason why, if you're sitting here watching these YouTube sessions with me each day, the YouTube Live, and you're wondering why we don't go over charts the entire time, I don't look at charts at all during the day. I don't want to see from them. I don't want to hear from them. I don't want to see a chart in my face during the day. The only reason why I look at charts during the day is to show them to you guys. And that even disturbs me. I just don't say anything about it. I don't want to know what a chart looks like during the day because last night I've done my homework. And today I'm going to apply my trading plan. I'm going to trade my plan. So if I look at live charts, all they're going to do is make me doubt my plan. I don't look at live charts during the day. I don't want to see them. I need the ticker board. This thing right here, this is, I watch all these tickers and I build little charts in my head. And what I think, well, no trading. What I think I built in my head, when I look at the end of the day, if I'm right, where was that notepad? If I'm right about that, I feel even better. So in other words, I look at all these tickers, and in my mind, I consider what happened. It went up, it went down, it went up, it went down, and I've got this chart built in my mind. And then at the end of the day, I take a look at all those charts, and if the bar I was expecting does look like the one I had in my brain, it just lets me know I'm still in tune with what should happen tomorrow, and the Omni does all the rest of it for me. But during the day, I don't like to see charts. All they do is make you question your own analysis. That's not a riddle, Seth. That's incoherent. How could we figure out what you're talking about? You have to give us more clues than that. So we're at 87 people, just about there. We're almost at a round number where we can start looking at charts. Woohoo! Down so long. Think Jim Morrison would make this go up? Gotcha. Adjusting volume. So I know where to adjust volume. I've got everything cranked in. In OBS anyway. There might be volume that OBS sends through YouTube that can be turned up. I don't know. I've not tried stuff like that. Uh-huh. You know, the longer we wait, the uglier the chart will look when I show it to you. I can already see what's happening just by watching today's action. Today's daily bar is getting uglier literally by the minute. Remember, I build these bars in my head. What I'm seeing now is getting uglier by the minute on the chart. So, your question was, Oscar. I know you can't tell us how the Omni works or how it's built, but I'm curious. What is the human trader's involvement in making it? So, well, it's got really nothing to do with the average, guys. I mean, that's just an average. It's just an average. It's got nothing to do with the makings of my Omni. It's a pretty color too. Don't you like the color? But the average is just an average. I mean, if you can't make a system around an average, not unless you're someone who doesn't know better. Younger guys in the business will try. Younger gals, guys in the business, they'll try to make a system out of an average. You can't make one. It's not possible. The average is just another average like any other. I just happen to find it stays away from the market more than other ones. So, I call it the Omni average, but it's just an average. So, the Omni's much more complicated than just a simple average. Come on now, kids. Give me a little credit here. The Dow is red today, baby. First time all day. Dow goes red. So now, ES red, NASDAQ red, cash and S&P cash. Russell red, Dow red, only the tranny is standing tall right now. Sometimes it's weighted, sometimes it's not, McCarthy. Sometimes I use the envelope of it, sometimes I don't. Just depends on what's fitting. It's slightly more complicated than just snapping an average. Well, JJZ, the problem with this whole entire picture is it's supposed to fail where it's failing. It's never supposed to get through the 200 for more than just a day or two. It's never supposed to do anything more than stick its ugly head up and fail. So, I hope it doesn't. But it's sure did run out of steam on a Friday afternoon so far, didn't it? Bad boy's running out of steam. What time is it? Well, it still has time to recover, but boy, is it running out of steam, huh? All right, this chart segment's going to be scary. It's scaring me already. I haven't seen the chart yet, and I'm getting scared. Just let that tranny turn red, and it'll get way more scary. I could play Jeopardy. Be right back. Just give me a couple of moments. Audio should be back. Audio, testing. Alright, so let's begin. Alright, can everyone hear me? Testing? Audio working? Give me a high sign if the audio is working in both rooms. Hello, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we receiving audio anywhere? We are. Trillox says yes. All right. Chat room, yes, no? All right. Looks like we're good. All right. So everyone could hear me in the YouTube room. Nice to see. So, the state of affairs is that we didn't even get to the 200 this time, and it's already starting to fail. Last times, at least we got a little bit of a hope. We got a glimmer because we got above first. Then it failed. But this time, so far as of today, day's not over. Week is over after today, but so far we didn't even get close, and it's starting to back off. So we'll see. We take this one day at a time, but it is starting to back off. Disclaimer, yes, this is extremely risky, ridiculously risky. In fact, the odds are good you're going to lose. How about that for a disclaimer? Get up and run now. Save your money. But if you're a nut and you like playing, look, we're starting to back off a little bit. And that's just your E-mini S&P. Of course, we've got other charts to look at. The NASDAQ, we'll pull that one next. Same sort of thing. We got above. Before today comes in, we are above. And that's kind of happy, right? You go, hooray, we're above. We're getting near that 200. But then we add today in. Today's bar, it's coming back to test the area now. But okay if it just tests the area and holds. Nothing wrong with that. But we don't know that that's the case yet. The market will tell us if that's what's going to happen next. Russell. It's above the caution area. For now, it's above the caution area. You know, red day so far, but we'll see. Nowhere near the 200, but you don't usually get to the 200 with the Russell. So it kind of makes sense. Didn't get anywhere near it yet. We'll see. Gets a little bit more tricky now when we go out to the main markets, like the Dow and the tranny. We don't need that there anymore. We still have the question mark. What is supposed to happen here? So no real change on that. What you need is for the Dow to turn around and settle higher, like up here somewhere. This is what we'd want to see, and stay above the red resistance, because generally you don't stay above the red resistance. And if I blow this up, we are below at the moment. Look, we are below that line. Certainly above the 200 though, and we'll keep that as a positive. And then we move out to the tranny. Looks as healthy as the day is long, doesn't it? Peaches and cream, everything's going along just fine. So it's got a completely different look than everything else. So hopefully, if this decides to be the leader for the next few days, and we should be all right, we'll take it one day at a time. Luckily, as day traders, that's what we do. It'll tell us if that's what's going on. But for now, this looks as rosy as the day is long when you compare it to those other pictures we just looked at. And someone asked me about gold, and I believe the same chart we've been using all along in gold has been this one. Yes. Not much of a change there on the weekly. Remember, it's a weekly, not a daily. So weeklies don't change very often. It takes an entire week just to create one bar. But that weekly tells you it still looks good as far as larger picture is concerned. And I guess lastly, let's go look at these guys. I haven't looked at them in a while. That doesn't exist. We're not using that on... how do I erase here? We're not using OMNI on these charts. Not now, anyway. So we'll leave the OMNI out of this, and we'll just look at what these long-term charts are doing. Really, I have nothing to say there at all. Let's go look at the ES. I have no comment there. This is what made us, if you recall, this is what put us on the hunt to start getting long down here, because we hit the 200. If you remember, I went back for 20 years and showed you that when we get to the 200 ball moving average on the weekly and the ES, something major will happen. And we started talking about buying the week it got down there, and it's rallied up since. Looks like it's got more to go. I mean, this one I would look at and call right off the top of my head. You know, like there's an old saying, gun to my head. Put a gun to my head and say, Oscar, where's this going? Quick, I want an answer. This tells me we're going higher. You know, gun to head, we're going higher on this one. Let's look at the others in the weekly. I would say the same thing here. Put a gun to my head and I'd call this a chart that wants to go higher. For now. I'm not saying it wants to go make new highs. Up a little more, and then we see what happens. Dow Jones. Same sort of thing you'd have to say here. Continue to follow it higher until it tells you no. So the longer term charts are pointing towards slightly higher. They don't look horrible. The daily charts, very questionable on the dailies. But I don't think we need to look at these weeklies yet. We got to stick to the daily for a little while until the weekly starts showing us something different. And boy, oh boy, you gotta like the Dow. At least we have one good chart today. Hooray, Dow. The rest of them do not look as pretty. Yeah, if it turns into a green bar, hooray, you still got to get up here. But the way that looks now, yuck. Why do we need one of those days? Anyhow, hey, Natalie, how's my girl? Hi, sweetie. How are you, girl? How's my superstar? Oh, you going to Girl Scouts? Oh, you're watching YouTube Live. I didn't realize. Thought you were typing in the chat room for a moment. You go, girl. Thanks for tuning in, sweets. You'll be at OMNI Camp next weekend, so be ready, girl. It's going to be interesting. How can we be sure today's not a one-day pullback? We can't. Yet. So, how do we know it's not just a one-day pullback? We don't know that. I'll run the Omni over the weekend, and we'll find out what we have, and we'll go with that. See you later, sweetheart. Love you too, honey. Seth, how long have you been trading now? So you must recognize that it doesn't have to be an up day at the end of the day to have been right to start off with the green Omni, right? So we bought S&P. Smart people took the first profit objective, as I always do, and got out at the high of the day. Where it goes for the rest of the day, it goes. So the green helped us out, and now we'll see what it turns into. It's not the information, it's what you do with it. And believe me, I fumbled that ball enough times. But if you use the information correctly, the information is good. $3.16 on a Friday afternoon. No, that dream wasn't mine. That was Heart and Souls. Me, I can't have a dream about a chart. Well, not true. I dream about charts all the time, but I don't see numbers on them. I dream of me hanging on to the bar like a monkey on a pole, or in a jungle, a monkey jumping from tree to tree. That's me going from bar to bar in my dreams. If I could just put on like a big Velcro suit and jump onto a bar chart, life would be a dream. But I can't picture numbers in my dreams. That power I don't have. So you had that little shakeout dip. Now what do we get? Love to see those bars turn green before this day is over. It's still, believe it or not, enough time to turn them green. Dow's down, S&P's down 450. Could turn green like that. 2 prints that could be green. And you don't live in Vegas? You've been waiting for 777 and you don't live in Vegas? What happens when it gets there if you don't live here? You can't do anything about it. Would I think the monthly charts look weaker? That's a tough one. Monthly charts are exhibiting a great deal of volatility, which usually puts stress on a monthly chart. Let me put it that way. Am I live, Oscar? Yes, I am live, Dragon. Well, the way I look at it, since 1964, I've been live every moment since. So, yes, I'm live. Even without the camera being on. I have a monthly chart that would make everyone's head spin. I show it from time to time. I've been tracking since. Who's the last person written on there? Greenspan. Who was before Greenspan? Volcker. Since Volcker, I think maybe the one before Volcker too, which I can't remember his name. I've been tracking all kinds of things about the Fed governors and what they do and when they do it and how we react to it. So I've got a monthly chart with some interesting things on it. I think I shared it with a kid that used to work here, Donatelli, Mike Donatelli, Dono. I shared that chart with him a couple of times, and it kind of knocks our socks off when we look at it. That's so much. You know what? That chart's too strong. I'm not even going to show it. It makes too much of a case, and I'm not ready to present that case. So when I'm ready, maybe I'll show it. I watch daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. I try not to watch anything smaller than that. In all honesty, I watch the ticker. With or without a chart, I can trade the tape all day long if I needed to. I say I'm a tape reader. Look at the board I show you. This is all I need to see. There was no need for charts until it's time for me to figure out where I'd get in and get out of what I've already seen by watching all day. So if they took the ability of us to do analysis away and you just leave me sitting in front of the ticker, I could still get us in and out of trades all day that will be successful. I just can't tell you what they will be the day before. That's what the chart does for me. I'd have to show you when to get in and out based on momentum throughout the day. Don't forget, I spent my life in a pit doing that. That's how there are no charts in the pit. You do your homework at night. When you step in that pit, you trade the momentum, and that's that. So you have to know how to trade a ticker. I cannot. So without a chart, I have no idea what's going to happen the next day. I would be terrified to even react at anything without having looked at a chart. But once again, gun to my head, if you tell me, Oscar, you better make me trade today, win or lose, I don't care. You find sensible spots for me to trade at, that I can do just by watching the ticker all day. McCarthy, it's all in the price action. I don't need to watch advanced declines. It's in the price action. I watch the market advance and decline. How often it moves in each direction, how many times a day, how many times I look up and see the board red, green, yellow, black, blue. It's a whole combination of reasons why what things I'm thinking when I watch the ticker. More than that, for me, it's a color. For me, colors work for me. See all those colors? When I see enough colors, it tells me what should be without the chart coming next. When I use a chart, I don't know anything at all. I just follow the plan, and that's that. I don't know what's going to happen. But without charts, I follow the ticker. The ticker, when it lights up a certain amount of times, it's time for me to play ball. And there's no number on that or no science on it. Every day is different. But yeah, trading the ticker now is the same thing as standing in a pit and trading the momentum. There's no more pit. You trade a ticker. Thank the Lord I haven't done that in years. I don't have to. When I traded in the pit, I stopped trading momentum. I traded the Omni after I grew up and realized the Omni was smarter than me. It took me a few years of knuckleheadedness to realize I should be trading the Omni and not my emotions in the pit. $3.23. Seth, soon it's going to be $3.33. What does that mean? Thank you, Steve. Steve Romo, huh? Stevie Romo? Thank you, sir. You know those two words that you just wrote? One starts with a T, one starts with an A. Don't write that in this chat room anymore, please. Be careful what you write. If you don't think that these words get picked up, they do. My responsibility here. Don't write stuff like that, please. Let's talk about trading. We stay far away from those other conversations. No, I understand it's a fact. They don't care. They see the typing like that. The algorithms pick it up like that. Now that is not me being paranoid. I know people who know. They tell me all the time. This has been going on for a bit of time now, where it's strictly algorithms that actually pick it up now. They don't need humans to be staring at screens. So yeah, I don't mind writing stuff that they'll give us advertisements about and try to sell us better shampoo, but I don't need any helicopters hovering over my roof. So total not paranoia. I mean, there's difference between reality and paranoia. Yeah, me too. You got to see the things that have been written in my chat room. There was a while that I think President Bush just stayed in a helicopter over my roof and just dropped. He was just dropping men from rope down onto my roof to watch what I was doing for a while. We used to joke about that every day. He's got to be up there by now. Because the room used to talk about all kinds of things we shouldn't be speaking about. So the monthly chart, you know what? I will give you a tip about bonds and charts. The bond chart always looks pretty. The formations on the bond chart will almost never tell you what's coming next. It's almost akin to crude. Crude and bonds are two of the markets where no matter what you find on the chart, the odds of getting faked out are better than being correct, even though what you found is perfect on other charts. So be careful what you see on a bond chart. Like I showed that continuation pattern in the last couple of videos, but I know, I've been trading bonds for many years. You don't see me do a lot of talking about bonds in my chart segments, because I know, even at my caliber of being an analyst, I cannot count on a bond chart giving me proper analysis moving forward. And it's a simple reason why. Because the Fed is bigger than the market. Until they get out, until they knock their balance sheet down, the Fed's bigger than the market. Doesn't matter what a chart says, when an entity bigger than the market itself comes out to make a move, the chart is meaningless. It might have given you the proper indication first. It might not have. You know what I mean? So those odds, if you ask me, aren't good enough to trade with every day. So as much as I used to be a bond trader, and you could ask anybody who knows me, I used to trade bonds on a daily basis from when I recognized the bond market as a young kid trader until 2008, 9, when the Fed started using the bond market in a way I'd never seen before, the analysis just stopped working properly. And once it stopped working properly, I recognized that right now you can use analysis in bonds in an abstract way, but you can't expect to go in there every day and be right with a chart that's got an entity in it bigger than the market itself. And same thing happened with crude. Once crude ran up and got over 100, didn't matter what your chart said. Charts didn't mean anything anymore. Crude is finally just starting to behave a little better with charts now than it did pre-2008. Those two markets, I can tell you, are ones that changed dramatically analytically with using technical analysis and applying it to charts that you always applied it to before 2008 and after. Bonds, for sure, I would say, don't act the same, and same thing with crude. Seth, immediately cool out, brother. You create animosity here, you have to get blocked by me. So cool out. Just don't go crazy in here. This room is to keep people relaxed, calm, and able to trade when the time comes. Chris, see, you're becoming hostile. I mean, really? What are you being hostile for? I thought we were friends here, Seth. I will tell you this, the boot of Italy comes out very quickly around me, so don't get hostile. Do I look at NYSE? Well, I consider that the Dow Jones Industrial Average. This one, DJIY. That gives me kind of everything I need in that area. Oh, McCarthy, I've been running a room for 13 years. A heavy hand? I am the worst. I beat people up and boot them out very quickly if necessary. But Seth, I've known for a long time. He gets a little rallied up sometimes. Seth's a good guy. He's been writing on my YouTube videos for many years. So I wouldn't block him unless he gets me riled up. But oh yeah, I've been running a chat room with, I've had my share of nuts and of course mostly great people. But I've had my share of handling drive-bys. No trouble here. They won't disturb us, I assure you. All right. We could use a little more of this, don't you think? I think we should try. Let's try. this way, though. I'm going to try a new technique. This is one of my best.
Well, I've been down so goddamn long that it looks like up to me. Well, I've been down so very damn long that it looks like up to me. Yeah, why?
Maybe the market didn't hear that. Let's try that again.
Well, I've been down so goddamn long that it looks like up to me.
Think the market's listening now?
Well, I've been down so very damn long that it looks like up to me. Yeah.
Look at that. We went up a whole point in the S&P. See, Jim is magic. Oh well, we're back down again. I turned them off. That was my technical analysis for the day, kids. I used Jim Morrison to make the market move around. I would think that's a pretty well thought statement. Devno, yes, absolutely. There's got to be some bigger news coming when the market starts getting volatile. I agree with you. That's reading the chart well. You got 4 points off Jim Morrison? You go, Sun King. Sun King in my trading room says, thanks, Jim, I got 4 points off of you. Even dead, he still helps us out. Luckily, this is Vegas, so if he is alive, of course he'd be here with Jim. I mean, with Elvis. They must hang out here together if they're both still alive. And they must, you know the people who are they that do the trading? I bet you they know that Elvis is still alive. I don't know. Maybe we get to where the Bears have. I hope not. I mean, I'm hoping against that. I'm going to trade whatever the analysis on OMNI says. It doesn't really matter what I hope for. We will produce whatever recommendations OMNI tells us, but, I hope it goes up and not down. We don't need. So there are people who want to see it go down just because they want to see the president get knocked on his butt. And if that's the reason why you want to see the stock market go down, you're a sick person. Hate the president or not, you don't want everyone else to suffer because of it, including yourself. So you got to take the hatred out of it. Why would anybody want to see a market go down? Even you could get long, you don't have to get short, right? So you want it to go up, and you want to be long. So I always hope, for the country's sake, that the market goes up. It's not always what I call for. It's not always what the OMNI says will happen, but I'm always on the half, glasses half full
Chinese
side.
state-owned firms bought at least 1 million tons of U.S. soybeans today.
Is that breaking news?
It's breaking news right now. Chinese state-owned firms bought at least 100 tons of U.S. soybeans today.
So,
That's what it says.
breaking news, maybe breaking, maybe not. Could be fake, we don't know. But news we're seeing on the TV is that China bought 1 million metric tons of soybeans today. Is that what you said?
1 M-T-O-N-N-E-S. Isn't that 1 million tons?
1 million metric tons, yes.
1 million metric tons. That's what they're saying.
Hey, 2703.5. It's gone crazy. Look at that S&P run up. It's up $1.25 since we spoke about it. You know I'm joking, right? Dollar. We expect to be filled in a $3 range. That's not a trade. Moving up $1 or $2. 338. Market gains its legs back towards the end of the day. It would be nice if it would stay that way, wouldn't it? $3.39. Boy, this last 40 minutes has taken 2 hours to pass by, hasn't it? Guess I will have to calm you down if you don't calm yourself down, sir. Yeah, this afternoon had just it's a grind, right? It was going nicely early, and everything's got to a grinding halt here. You know, I'm gonna go grab my analysis. I want to go look at my trades verbatim. The trading, getting in and out. I usually write my trades down, and once they're written down, I've got them in my head, so I don't really need to see the paperwork to get us in and out of the trades. But I don't remember everything I write down during my analysis sessions because I sort of zone out when I do analysis. You'll hear it if you ever watch. I crank the music really loud. I don't even know what room I'm in sometimes, what day it is. I get into the analysis and I scribble notes down. And a lot of times I don't know what I wrote on those notes until I read them. So I want to go get them. We'll take a look at what I wrote for today. Chinese markets are closed next week. Are you sure about that? Sun King? Anyone confirm Sun King's notion that Chinese markets are closed for all of next week? Ah, Chinese New Year. I was in Hong Kong for Chinese New Year. Boy, was that exciting. I don't know if I was there myself that time or with my wife because I went a couple of times. I might have been myself for Chinese New Year. A lot of fun, a lot of drag. You're like, anybody remember the Saturday afternoon matinee karate movies? Remember the dragons? They'd all be dressed up. It would be a dragon made out of cloth, 20 people long. There'd all be people in the dragons. And the front of the dragon is a guy moving and he collects money. That really happens. While I was there long enough to know, I was filling those little red envelopes with money and handing them out to the dragons that were coming by. It was pretty cool. All right, so back to where I was. It's the year of the pig, huh? I thought it was something else. I was just at a Chinese restaurant. It wasn't the pig coming up, was it? Well, what year are we in right now? Well, what year were we in? The year of the what? Do you know what last year's was? I could have sworn it was something not the pig, though. I was 2 nights ago. You know those stupid things underneath the glass on the table of a Chinese restaurant. I'm going, all right, where was the year of the what? When was I born? Oh yeah, I'm a duck or whatever it turned out to be. So last year was dog. This year, I thought this year was dog. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I don't know what the signs are. If they had anything at all to do with trading, I would know them by heart. So it was dog is pig. Thank you, Josh. So is that how we know what will be served in our favorite Chinese restaurant per year? By what the year is? Is that how this works? At least I'm going to get some pork this year. Tired of that damn dog from last year. You know, Seth writing about Zodiac, you know, you can believe in that stuff if you want. You got to be realistic to know that it's not realistic. It's fun, you know, you can get all kinds of fun stuff out of it, but you must recognize it's not realistic, right? It started out with make-believe gods from Greece that didn't exist to begin with, so the rest of it couldn't possibly mean anything. It's like Elliott wave. It starts out nonsense and ends up nonsense, and everything in between is nonsense. I understand. I understand all of that. But you must recognize it's what people looked up and contrived. They thought about this and said, this is what it looks like. This is what it means. What's that got to do with trading a chart today? Get out of here. Be realistic, please. Nothing to do with today's markets. So I get that when the moon is full, planetary, you know, you get a little bit more pull on people's magnetism. You'll see people trade more. You'll see any friend that I've ever had that ever worked in an emergency room will tell me, you know, Friday nights on a full moon, the combination, you've never seen anything like it. It just goes crazy. So I believe in that. The tides even move, and we're made of water. So I'm assuming that the moon can pull on us when the tide is high. You go past that, I think you're just having fun with stuff, and you should know that it's just fun, kids. It's entertainment. Wow. Some of you catch true believers in this, huh? Whatever works for you, I wouldn't tell you not to believe in it. You wouldn't find me deciding what to do on Monday based on where the stars are lined up, though. Galaxy Quest, huh? I was thinking of Galaxian. Anybody remember that?
Space Invaders.
Nope. There was a Galaxian too. It came out afterwards. It was a thing that just moved back and forth at the bottom and stuff dropped and you had to... We always play Call the Close. Have I seen... yes, I've seen so many of those types of movies, Dano, that it's like melded to the rest of them. But yes, I've seen it in the past. Oh, was that Gallagher? Is that what I'm thinking of? Gallagher? Oh, yes. Who's his wife? Tim Allen and... yes, I've seen the silly movie. There's one much worse than that. And for the life of me, I won't be able to remember. Oh, yeah. The principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off is in some weird movie where he's in outer space with his wife or something like that. That's even more bizarre than the Tim Allen movie. Viola. Who are we talking about? Is she black actress? Fantastic actress? Viola... I don't remember her last name, though. Words in Collision, a must read. Yeah, Viola Davis. That's exactly what I thought you were talking about. I have a friend who wrote a movie for her and filmed her. The last movie she was in. I know he had something to do with her movie. Whatever happened there happened. I know he had a script and they showed it to her, and I don't know exactly what happened after that. So the book, Words in Collision. Problem with me reading anything about collision is I live here in Vegas. You don't even think collision in your mind. You don't think, you keep those thoughts out of your mind here because it happens all day around you while you drive. I don't want to read anything about collision in anything. I was joking with you, but not joking about Vegas. You wanted to give her all your money, huh? Well, that would have been stupid. She's got more than you. Ever get into the Sands Hotel before they knocked it down? Yeah, I guess. I think we had our last dinner there. I think we went to, with Uncle Jack, I think we went to the last dinner that they were going to hold, steak dinner at the buffet at the Sands. Me, Uncle Jack, Mike Perry, I think my son Mikey was with us. If that's what you're talking about. Then they leveled it. You mean the hotel, Sands properties? I live in Vegas. You mentioned Sands. It's either this what I'm standing on or the hotel up the street. But they have hotels and a casino. One of them's not, has no gambling in it. Ah, yes. I've seen 3 leveled since I moved here. One of them was way cool because my friend, he owned an apartment in a high-rise tower in the Las Vegas Country Club, Golf Country Club, and his floor was like level with the 9th or 10th floor of that building. And we stood there all night, had this massive party, everybody partying out on the balcony until that building dropped right before our eyes. I've got it on video somewhere. It might even be on YouTube somewhere. But yeah, I watched them level a couple of hotels. The coolest one was the last one they leveled because I watched it eye level until it dumped. It was pretty cool. Never been to the dunes. I haven't been. I wasn't in Vegas when the dunes were up. You think 2694 settlement, huh? I'm gonna go with 2703 and a half. No, I think 2706 and a half. A little bit higher, maybe 2707. That's my call. 2707. Because it doesn't make sense at all. It would be perfect. If it settles there, it would be perfect ending to a day that didn't make sense. Although if I close my eyes, I see 2703 and a half for some reason, but I'll call 2707. Oh, it hasn't, huh? You know what? I have to tell you. It's the second time I lost connection today. That doesn't usually happen. Thanks for letting me know that. I hadn't looked up. I've been staring at the left side of the board, watching that little S&P dance around. I don't really care what the Nasdaq's doing because it's kind of stuck with whatever Amazon feels like doing. Nasdaq's going to feel the pain. S&P is the one you got to watch today. Well, the interesting thing, Seth, if you've been following the videos, is Tuesday night for Wednesday, I think I showed Amazon and said, look, we've got my Omni up here. Every time it hits it lately, it dumps. It used to hit it and bounce. If we get up there and hit it and it fails there, it's going to fall apart. Well, it sure did drop right from that spot like a magnet. It stopped like and just went $80. Now, for Amazon, $80 isn't really a lot, but for most other stocks, that would have been a disaster. Well, it wasn't that I made a good call. You know what I did? I was wise to call what I seen and not anything about what I think. You know what I mean? I saw the setup and I showed the setup and made the call for what it was, which I think is kind of what separates a good analyst from the rest of the crowd. That they know better than to use what they think in their analysis. You use what you see. What's happening before your eyes, not inside your head. YouTube link, please. That's it, huh?
That's the one that's that we're on right now. Streaming.
That's the one that you're looking at, right? I wonder what happens. So let me see. Let me click on that and see what it gives me, because I think giving the one to the channel.
It's better.
Well, anybody who doesn't know us, they wouldn't get lost. You know what I mean? But let's see what you give them. Hold on.
I'll get that one.
When you give this link. Okay, that's fine. No, you got it.
I can put the other one too, so then.
But I don't know. I'm not sure if you're not logged in, what happens, because I'm always logged in everywhere. But no, that seemed to be exactly what I want you to give them. That was a good link, girl.
Here, oh, that's for that. But here's the one from this side.
Yeah, that link seems to be direct. You don't have to click twice. That's right on the money. Did I crypto? Oh, you have no idea. Did I draw bars on charts? I spent my life drawing bars on charts. The first part of my life. Yes, I used to keep up point and figure charts and on 5, 10, 15 different markets. I had them rolled up and taped together and stapled and stuck in my pockets on the trading floor. And I'd pull them out and write and put them back in. And yeah, I used to have to add my bars, but there were no bars when I started. There's no such thing as a bar chart when I started. There was only point and figure and candle. Bar seems to have started a little bit later. Hey, whatever it takes to get the crypto to go higher, Dano. McCarthy, have a great weekend as well. Enjoy yourself. So S&P's actually getting closer to 2707 than I was joking about earlier. It's actually getting there. Go Patriots! Yeah, heart and soul. I'm with you. Heart and soul. You must give golf in a private message your email address, your mailing address, and the shirt sizes to everybody in your family. But she'll send you an instant message for that. That was a fantastic call yesterday. I was bragging about you this morning. Can you get a free shirt if you call the close? Well, you know, I usually do a free shirt close calling contest, but because of yesterday's phenomenal call from Heart and Soul, I'm sending him all the shirts I would have given out this week. Next week we'll do our contests. How's that? So we'll start next week with the anytime I feel like throwing one out there, we'll do a t-shirt contest. I hope everybody wins one.
Till Thursday.
Till Thursday. Oh yeah, till Thursday. Oh, I don't, as many as you want, Heart and Soul. Throw some numbers at us. Make believe, whatever you want to do. Just give us sizes. How many you have? Oh, you're Mormon. You have 16 kids, don't you? Nothing against Mormons at all. All my Mormon friends have 5, 6, 7 kids. Some of the best people I know, to be honest with you. So nothing against them at all. No, I was kidding with you, Heart and Soul. We know each other well. But when I said Mormon, I wouldn't want to offend anybody because truly some of the nicest people I know are my Mormon friends. So, no offense there, kids. But 5 to 7 children they seem to have in their families, which way cool. It's the way I grew up. There were 5, 6 kids in my family. A little tough when sometimes you had to fight for your own dinner. Forget about seconds. If you didn't eat your first quick enough, you didn't get firsts. Forget about seconds. Well, it's fun having a big family. Now, what am I going to do with this stupid shirt when I win it again? You guys seen me win a shirt on Thursday. I'm going to win one again? This would be weird. It's funny, I go upstairs, I bring it down, I wrap it up, I mail it, and it comes back to my house. I end up having to put it back in the box upstairs every time I win a shirt. Is market closed? Woo! Well, that was fun. Do we have any positions on? Let me just make sure I've closed out with flash updates. There are days where there's no need for me to tell you if you've been stopped out. There are days where I have to tell you. In E-mini S&P, there's no need because we move subs to break even. But I'll mention it anyway.
I have that picture.
been sent already? No way.
26th flight, S&P.
Rob asked you if you seen his email in the YouTube room.
He asked me if I sent him an email.
Did you send an email? Gotcha. Alright.
He wants to do
Yes.
trial.
Nice. If you're in the Russell, take your profits at like 15:05 or get out at the close. Come on now. So give me an 07 alert, an 04 alert. Russell 04. Thank you. Ah, Justin, you think he's pulling a Donald Trump? He's knocking his stock down so he's broke before he gets divorced? That'd be interesting, huh? It may become worth a lot less before this divorce kicks in. I think I want to be worth nothing. Don't divorce my wife. Imagine if Jeff actually had something like that in mind. Wouldn't that be a screwball thing to do? No doubt at all. Don't doubt that at all. She's been with him since he was poor. Girl can have whatever he wants to give her, whatever she wants. I think that should be mutual. I'm with you on that. Different story if he met her after he was a zillionaire. Half, I'm sorry, you don't get that, but that's not the case there. She was with him the whole time. I would think she gets whatever they decide on she deserves. S&P is going to go to my 07 level. Come on, baby, let's get there. I'm not going to deny even slightly that this guy's not a genius. He sure does know how to take over industries. Guy points his finger and everything in that industry crumbles. be updated here. Done. All right, so because it's Friday, I'll behave, but next week that will not happen again. Um, well, we're gonna know in 4 minutes about your Justin. We'll know in 4 minutes. I don't have to shave to do a video tonight. I'm rad. I could be a grizzly bear until tomorrow morning. It's cool. This ice is getting old. It can only close in one possible spot. Heart and soul, where's the closer, baby?
5 o'clock.
4:15. If not, you could trip people up with that one. If they write 5, you could throw them the 4:15 on them.
Oh, somebody there, what do you think of the monthly chart of copper?
Oh, I'm sorry, we never did copper for you. Let's go
Yes,
look.
you too, yeah.
Yeah, we never did copper. I'll throw it up here to the 14.
Let's have a
Copper.
projection for,
I forgot to look at copper. Alfie asked me to look at copper earlier. Oh, goodbye. Program disabled. It's going to shut down.
how come?
It's done.
It does it?
Yeah, program's done.
We'll do it on Monday.
Copper blew us up. How about that, huh, kids?
We'll do it
All right. First, let's turn off that screen for a moment because God knows what's coming up. Oh, my porno is going to show up. All right. Well, I don't know if I had any super charts back there or some account number you guys might pop into. Nothing there but a desktop. It's clean. Can I bring it back up, though? Let's see what happens. And then,
4:15 close.
we could be back. We'll see in a moment. So we're not going to look at the copper chart.
From London, UK land of the Grecian.
Your Brexit's about as good as my Bitcoin. All right, we're back. Let this load up and we'll try it again.
Dow Jones closed below or above the trend line. Sun King,
Below.
below.
Let's do that again. It didn't close yet. Oh, the Dow, yes, below. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
All right.
Okay, that's
No more compa charts for me, kids. I'll fix that over the weekend. That's not going to happen. There's your omen.
I guess we're gonna hold it. Hold it.
Oh, don't check to fix the program. Just close. Thank you. I'll fix it myself. There'll be no more compa. That was kind of crazy, huh? Did you nail it? Oh, nice. Good call. On Monday, we'll start a contest.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was fun. It's an okay week, that's for sure. All right, so, hey, thank you very much for showing up to my YouTube Live. This was kind of fun. We did some all right stuff today, market wise. It's always fun watching the markets. We'll continue on Sunday night, every day until one of us doesn't want to do this anymore. Yes, feel. You can get that right now from Golfer. She'll help you out.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, you logged out?
Yes,
I got it.
just
I
did.
got it. I got it.
My bad. I clicked this Dell update.
I think I have it still sitting here somewhere. There it is. Yeah, I'm good.
You got it?
Yeah.
I got it. Right now. Come.
Seth, you wouldn't last 2 minutes in my other room. I'd boot you out like that. you can't come to that room. I'll be a little more lenient on YouTube. That other room, the chop, heads come right off. Is that what she's still saying? No wall funding? Psycho lunatic. You see when she went like this? Now, again, I'm not for either party. I don't care about anything. I look at it like this. Yeah, we could use a wall this day and age. Come on now, it's 2019. Low protection doesn't hurt. But she stood there and went, I'll give him this. You know those metal things that go like this? And you can have like X's. I'll give him that if he wants to call it a fence. But no money for a wall. Well, isn't that insane that you'd want something, but not something that would be effective? That's a crazy lady. Forget about political parties. That lady's a nut. Woo! Somebody needs to tell her it's time to go home. NQ is better than the QQs, yes. I agree with you. I'd rather trade the NQ. All right. How are you doing? Are we done with that?
Yes.
All right, cats, I'm going to cut off this stream once again. Thank you for coming. Of course, we'll do this again Sunday night and for the rest of next week. Stops are in, emotions are out. Kids, don't forget, put your stops in first. Otherwise, don't play this game. Go Patriots, right? Yeah, go Patriots. Woo! Game's going to be fun. If not, we're going to have fun anyway. The party's going to be fun. Game's going to be secondary. So come join us at the party. All right, cats. Thank you for showing up once again. Be cool. See you guys Sunday night. I'm going to sign off now. JC, I'm glad you enjoyed. Come back Sunday night. Monday, I do this every day. I live here. This is it. I'm here live with Oscar, right? This is what I do. You guys can hang with me. So be my trading pit. Come hang out with me every day. I'll see you cats on the next broadcast.